Yeah, man, let's just talk about the boys. Take a look, get a day.
Temperature is 78 degrees, 50 lots.
Practice for NIS later.
Pace car on the inside.
Yeah, it's got anything else to start. 9 Eastern time. I'm probably just gonna look up NIS at fleet tracks. I don't think I can do this for over 100 laps.
134 actually. What time does that thing start on Sunday?
I just mean in general, like, you know, the entire NIS season. Most of the races are over 100 laps, sometimes even 200.
The fixed one was 134 laps.
How long's the open one?
It's the same.
Feel like I tapped one.
All right, bud, be ready to gas that bitch up. Greg, come on, keep going, you're good, you're good. He's spinning his tires anyway, you're good, he's spinning his tires. Outside.
I'm so sorry about that, man. The car is just so tight.
Reckon it 3.
The car's fucking not tight, for your information.
I was saving from getting collected in that one.
I hope for it. Also, the way I have the car set up for stable early run, it's tight.
This is a fixed setup. There's no setup that people have on them. Pace cars enter in 3.
Okay, the pits are open. Okay, they're not open or anything. You got to get the pace car in one.
Definitely didn't like these cars last year, but they're starting to grow on me, I guess.
Well, now that you got to drive them,
They appear to be a precision instrument, and if you can't drive them like that, then yeah.
I really like them in real life so far.
that was a good race at Fontana last week.
I think we'll really know where we're at once Vegas has passed.
Yeah, Vegas will see what we got for Kansas and all them kind of places.
Because Auto Club is normally boring, and Vegas is kind of boring sometimes. So if that's exciting, we know we're in for a treat this year. I agree. Plus, they're all trying to figure it out, so it's a crapshoot, man. And look who's running up front out of the blue. These, single car teams.
Well, that practice goes a long way too.
Definitely glad they upped the practice from 15 minutes to 35 minutes for this weekend.
We'll see your stages.
The only problem with flat tires, they just fucking sit on the ground. Makes no fucking sense. And you spin out and blow all 4 tires to race, so.
Yeah, we were talking about that a couple days ago. They keep talking about how tough this car is. You go 4 laps down if you spin out, because the thing won't move on flat tires.
I think they're going to be awesome on a road course. Going to be like them old Trans Am cars from the early 90s.
I imagine there'll probably be a ref at the real race here in Vegas on Sunday with these cars.
They just don't get the amount of money they spent on these cars. The issue with flat tires.
Green. Clear high.
Decent right there.
Inside. Still there. Clear low.
Wreck on front.
If we could just get some heat in our tires, I think we'd all be good.
The pits are closed.
Pace car, middle of back.
Pits are open.
One nice thing about these, though, if you overdrive it, you're going to pay for it.
I like the lower steering ratio because it gives more control if you do lose it, and it doesn't have a penalty on the tires as much as Silk Cup cars do.
The only thing I'm not a fan of are these, like, on a super speedway. Just for the sheer, like, steering wheel feel factor.
I like it, having the outside line, running faster than the inside. I like it.
Yeah, but I mean, I had my force feedback all the way maxed out just to be able to keep the car straight.
Seems too floaty.
Shit, I won off 500. I was happy with this free package.
I mean, I was running like 55 to between 55 and 60 at Daytona on the force feedback.
I agree. I had to bump it up that high.
These cars in general seem to have very low force feedback, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Pit road will open this time.
That's the rack and pinion.
Crank it up on these cars. You would think it would be more stiff because of how, rigid everything is. And the old steering had so much slop, but you feel more bumps in the other one than this.
Except down the back stretch of Fontana, going into 3. You hear the thing smacking off the track.
Yeah, these like to bottom out a lot. Back to the tire issue, I don't know how they would actually fix that, 'cause the tires are too low profile to run interliners or anything like that.
Right. And the way the car's set up, you can't go back to the old style wheel. And I think because of the brake package, you can't go to a smaller wheel. So you're kind of Beach Street.
I mean, NASCAR's got to get fixed before Richmond, because you're looking at 10 laps down. Doesn't happen a lap.
I think they simply just effed up on that.
I agree.
They're trying to super hard
They're not
tire.
open or anything. You got to get the pace car in one.
Well, they'll probably fix it by calling cautions more often for spin.
Think about how many laps you'd lose at Bristol.
They'll have mandatory 7-lap caution.
Or stop counting caution laps or something. They'll do something crazy.
Well, that and you tow it, you tear the car up. So,
One to go. One to go.
Either that or bring back the big push bars on the tow trucks and just push them back to the pit instead of trying to hook them up and all that other BS.
NASCAR will literally do anything except admit they made a mistake and fix it.
I mean, there's been a lot of cars over the past couple weeks that have done nothing besides spin, and we're 4 laps down.
Yep.
I still can't believe Daniel Hemrick came from 6 laps down and got a top 10.
Imagine the Tony Stewart interview on that.
You know damn well the drivers are fear for their life to say anything bad against the car. Probably huge fines if they talk bad about it.
Come on now. P2. Inside. Still there at door. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear low. P3.
Well, at least we got plenty of time to talk about it.
The gates are closed.
You almost had that saved down there before.
I know, I think I've got enough practice with these cars with the pace laps. Feeling pretty good about that.
I got a good handle on this at 90 miles an hour.
Pace car back end of backstretch.
I know, right? It's about 190 mile an hour and I'm having trouble with.
We barely built up enough steam to get to 190.
I did everything I could. Not close.
Gotta get past 3 laps.
Yeah, if we can just get enough heat in the tires, I don't think we'll wreck at all.
Well, a little tip-a-toeing around for 3 laps, and then it comes in.
I just remember when they were at the Clash and they were talking about how these things were designed not to flip, and then, what was it, 30 laps into the 500, Harrison Burton's on his lid.
Okay, the pit door open.
Yeah, it didn't take long, did it?
Oh, Harvick even said straight out, there's no way you could design a car not to roll over or not to flip.
Not those speeds, the way the wind acts, and all that stuff that can happen.
It doesn't help, though, when you seal off the entire bottom of the car.
Yeah, when I seen that when it flipped over, I was thinking to myself, well, that would make it worse, you would think. Just turn into a kite.
Well, that's catching every bit of wind that there is, you would think.
Yeah, but that rear vortex generator is supposed, when the roof flaps go up, it's supposed to drop down and I think let the air go in between the body of the car and that plate.
Yeah, supposed to. There's a lot of force going on there with the air and the wind and stuff at those speeds that those little flaps, I don't know.
I know one thing, if I was in a draft and that flap was flapping in my face, it'd drive me nuts.
Well, you got to think, the way the bottom of these cars are, as soon as they get air up underneath them, it turns it into a wing, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how big that fucking flap is on the hood. You got a big old sheet of metal on the bottom of that car, it's going to take off.
Those flaps are pretty flimsy too. A couple of them breaking off.
Let's just slow it down some.
For all the money they spend and the time they spend, you think they can figure out something just a little better, I don't know.
I mean, it's a good car, I think it is, but it's definitely going to need a little work. But hey, it's only first 2 races in, 3 races in. Not bad for what they gave us.
Like I said, you're never going to design a car that doesn't flip over. There's just always that perfect storm opportunity that it's just going to go over.
You're going 200 miles an hour, you might flip.
I mean, what speed is it that an airplane takes off? 160 miles an hour, so there you go.
You know, you can take off slower than that, I think.
Well, obviously that depends on the size of the plane.
Oh, yeah. Well, a 4-seater, I figure, is about the same size as NASCAR, maybe weight-wise. I don't know.
Green now, green.
Outside. Still there. Clear high.
Reckon. God, that's my fault.
Wow.
Ever since we pitted that one caution, we've been barely missing it.
I'm glad I qualified for this race.
Have we made it to the start finish line under green yet?
I think twice.
Yeah, we've made 2, maybe 3 laps, but that is the absolute extent of it.
This is like a 3-mirror race.
I think another big problem is when people lift completely off the gas. It's also what gets it sideways.
Yeah, it really upsets the car.
Yeah, actually, good point. Y'all don't know that. Don't take the gas all the way off.
So I was saying earlier, you got to tippy toe around in this thing for a while before it gets going.
However, if you haven't practiced enough, you would clearly not know that, and that scares me.
I was in an NIS race yesterday, and I don't know, unless I was nowhere near driving the car hard enough. We had a green flag run. When we finished, I had 70% left on the right front. The guy that won was 10.5 seconds in front of me. He had 38%. He was still putting 0.2 a lap on me.
Damn.
I couldn't figure that out for the life of me.
Was it open set?
No, sir. Fixed.
I can't figure out in the trucks. I'm wide open all the way around the bottom in qualifying. People run a 10 quicker than me.
We'll open this time.
A lot of that has to do with entry and exit. You throw a big arc in that corner and hit the center, hit the white line right on the center, and then drive it off against the wall, you'll pick that 10th up.
I'll have to give that a try. It's been really frustrating me this week.
The pits are closed.
Open, I ran a 2 practice, and now I'm doing 2 qualifying, maybe some like, I guess perfect storm, but I'm running as many times as I can to try to get back to 30.2 and can't do it.
That, and usually if I'm in a fixed race with the truck and qualifying, I take the steering ratio down either 8-to-1, 10-to-1, whatever the track may be.
See, I get to messing with that ratio a little too much, I think, and trying to figure it out, and I'm never sure where the hell I want it.
What are y'all's tires that just came out of pit?
They can't possibly have any wear on. They're probably like 98.
They probably still had the stickers on them.
Sitting on 100.
Okay, they're not open or anything. You got to get the pace car in one.
Someone was running 7 laps of green.
The tire wear in this car is so weird. I did a 30-lap run yesterday, and the front tire, the right front, was 76%. All the other tires were like 95 or 98.
Well, yeah, your right front's taking a beating, ain't it?
And that was after 30 laps, 90-something% on all the tires except the right front.
Well, that NIS race yesterday, that was a full fuel run to end the race, and I was still at 70, and like I said, that dude was still putting 0.2 a lap on me, and he was under 40% on the right front.
What do you say we go 2 laps this time, guys?
At least make the start-finish line. Let's start small.
I'll say turn 2. Start turn 2.
Sorry, I didn't mean to set a goal too high.
Well, I didn't want to say nothing to jinx it. Too late now.
Watch it go caution-free the rest of the way.
Let's do it.
Too many cars.
Green, green, green.
What happened, 17? You fall asleep?
Working the bottom. Still there. Still there, your door. Still there, door. Still there. Still there. Still there.
Okay, you just get up so we can come back.
Still there, still there. Clear low.
Never gotten loose on the outside in the tri-oval before.
Inside. Still there. Clear low.
The leader is with Gunner, 30.8. What's your cost across today? Car ahead just did a 30.7.
Inside. Clear low.
Pit road is closed.
I thought we were going to do it.
Wreck on front.